Hey everybody, this is DL from Bad Wolves, and you're listening to Metal on Loud. How are you doing, sir?
Good. How are you? Welcome to the
Good,
podcast.
Man. Thank you.
How are
Thanks
things
for having
in
me.
your world?
I'm sorry?
How are things in your world?
Pretty good. Can't complain. Well, you can, but nobody's going to listen.
Well, if you're on social media, everyone will listen, but
This is true.
there's too much going on there right now.
Absolutely. Yep. Sometimes it's a noisy place, the internet.
Absolutely. I've been listening to the new record all day, man, and I gotta say, it rocks. It really rocks.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that so much. It means the world to us.
You must have had a blast recording these songs.
More fun I've ever had. More fun than I've ever had making an album, for sure.
For sure. So it's different from, let's say, the Acacia Strain recordings?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Less guitar in my hand, more microphone.
That makes a difference. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes.
Would you say that the band dynamics are also different for this group?
As opposed to me and my dynamic in my previous bands?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I think, in Bad Wolves, I believe that the dynamic between the guys and it's just, I think we see a little more eye to eye on things musically and where we want to go arrangement wise and everything. So yeah, it's a bit better of a fit for me as an artist for sure. And I hope the same for them too.
Yeah, I get that. How did the recording process itself go? How much of a creative voice did you get put into these songs?
Well, so I came into the writing process quite late. They were looking for a singer pretty late into the process. They were sending me songs, instrumentals, for even Lifeline and everything, before I had even tried out for the band. So they had quite a bit of material already. And when I came in to do the album, to do the vocals for the album, we spent a little bit of time. We got the stuff down that we knew that we wanted to do, and then we actually did a little bit of writing while I was there. I actually brought a song with me that we tracked in the same sessions as we did for Dear Monsters, and so I believe there is B-sides even to the full album. So it's hard to say. Like I said, I came in late into the process, but I did contribute on the back end of the record for sure.
Which song did you bring with you?
I had written a song. I was just writing to write because I work in the studio, and I had written a song on an 8-string, and it was I almost felt like it might be a little too heavy, but then I thought about it and I was like, you know what, Bad Wolves is one of the heaviest bands out there, regardless of melody or not. It's so I showed it to John, and John really liked it, and we ended up just tracking it, and I think we wanted to hit a certain mark on the album as far as track listing and how many songs are going to be on it and stuff. So we ended up leaving that one off, but I'm maybe someday people will hear it. It's one of those.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
I gotta say that all these tracks, they really fit your song well. I think you bring something extra to the music.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we felt the same too. We didn't really know where it would land as far as the new singer, and I'm clearly a bit of a different singer than their previous guy, and I think that was something that we kind of went into a little bit blindly, not in a bad way, but just in a way that it definitely changes the dynamic of the instrumentals and everything. but it worked out perfectly, you know, because I add a little more of a pop sense to even a heavy song. So, yeah, we're very happy.
There's some quite deep and sometimes even dark lyrics going on this album. Did you connect to those?
Yes. I did personally. I think all the guys in the band did as well. And I think they're on a level where anybody can kind of connect with them, depending on the song or even as a whole. You know, it's just there's a lot of they touch on a lot of common problems that a lot of different people have. So I think it's a very relatable record as a whole.
One that really hit me was the song Comatose. I've been reading a lot of rock biographies lately, and the "Am I comatose or did I overdose" part, it really made me wonder how much of that is in your personal lives these days.
Yeah, absolutely. It just kind of makes you think, right?
Absolutely.
It's definitely one of those songs that by the time you get to the end of the song, you kind of have to stop for a minute and just take it all in, let it digest, and it makes you think. And I think we wanted to do that with almost every song. It's just inner reflection kind of thing.
Is that still a thing that's a big issue right now in the rock world, or is that something that's from the last decades?
I don't think that's ever going to go away, honestly. You know, there's always going to be that the epidemic of drugs and opioids, and yeah, I think it's just always going to be a problem, you know. So whether it's in your own community or whether it's in the music world, or it's just something that's not going to go away. And I think it's something that should be talked about a little bit more.
I agree, absolutely. It's scary things.
Yeah.
Which of the new songs do you connect to the most? Which did you have the most fun recording?
That's a tough one. I haven't even thought about that, honestly. I really enjoyed. I connect to it, yes, but I really enjoyed tracking this song "Wildfire," because it's just such a huge sounding song, right? It just has that. I feel like that I perform the best on a song like that, where it's just kind of soaring. Yeah, that was probably my favorite as far as tracking goes, because it felt so natural to sing that song. So yeah, "Wildfire."
I really love the single.
Lifeline.
Lifeline, yeah.
Yes, me too.
It just punches you in the face.
Right. But it still maintains its melodic value for sure. It's the heaviest melodic song I've heard in a while, for sure.
Heavy melodics, gotta love it.
That's it. That's where I live.
Yeah. You're no stranger for working with the band. You already cooperated with them on a previous album. Was this kind of like a homecoming for you?
No, not really. Just because, you know, it wasn't that much work that I did on the Nation album. But it was still nice to at least, you know, begin the process of working together, you know, years back. So it was definitely easier to start talking about me coming into the band and everything, especially with me knowing a few of the guys previously. You know, I toured. I did a couple full U.S. tours with Doc when he was in God Forbid and I was in Acacia Strain. So, you know, it made things a little bit easier. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little thing here. Yeah, it made things easier for sure.
How's the year going to look? What are you going to do tour-wise?
We're not too sure yet, just because we're in the middle of 100 different things. I can say that we have been really busy lining up a lot of content. We shot, I believe it was 4 music videos. Excuse me. We have just a ton of content coming out for the rest of the year. You know, there's a lot of things internally in the band that are just being kind of sorted through right now. We're more focused than anything on just the release of this album, getting these songs out to the fans and stuff. And beyond that, you know, there's a lot of behind the scenes from when we were shooting the music videos. There's a lot of behind the scenes from when we were tracking the album, along with the new music videos. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out. You guys will be sick of us by the end of it, for sure.
I kind of doubt that.
I hope not.
Are you also already looking beyond this album? Are you writing yourself, for instance, at this moment?
Yes, absolutely. John and I, we already started tossing some songs back and forth. The guys have also been writing, I think each on their own and together. Yeah, there's already a, because Dropbox is the thing. So everybody already shares a Dropbox, and there's maybe, you know, 4 or 5, almost half a record worth of material in there already, songs. So yes, I never stop writing, for sure.
That's got to be exciting times.
Yes, I love it.
If you look at a Bad Wolf song, if you would compare it to cooking a meal, what would the main ingredients for you be to put into that?
Okay, let me get this right. If it was a Bad Wolf song, and what would be the main ingredient that we'd be cooking with? And this is literal, right? Like we're talking seasonings.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Oh man. Probably a lot of pepper, and a lot of paprika, and a lot of ghost pepper, a lot of spiciness for sure. We'd like to keep things spicy.
I'd say add a little honey.
There you go, a little sweetness, spicy and sweet for sure. Yep.
If you look at discography so far of the band, which songs are you looking forward to the most to perform live?
Probably I'll Be There. I believe it's the first track off of Nation. I think it just, man, to me, even as an outsider, when that first came out, it just has such an infectious hook, and John's drum groove at the beginning of the song. It's just it's a song that sticks in your head for sure. So it's stuck in my head, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing that one.
Hooks are very important in this kind of music, I think. You gotta aim for something that's you can sing along to, but can start a bit at the same time.
Right. And I think I don't know if I had mentioned it, but I think that was definitely a driving point for us on this record too. Is we definitely wanted to emphasize the hook and focus more on the songwriting and just where the peaks and valleys take you throughout the record. Yeah.
I'm really curious how such a song process works, how you actually put something like that together. In the press release, it said you also worked with external writers outside of the band. So how do you compose such a song?
So I think it's funny because I think it's like oddly enough, it's almost like a taboo thing in the rock and metal world, but it's slowly becoming more and more talked about and accepted that that a lot of bands nowadays, with having internal writers, they also have external writers. So guys that you've known in the industry, guys that are known in the industry to do those types of things, whether it's ghostwriting or you name it. It's just, I actually appreciate it more coming from a production standpoint myself, where, you know, there's been times that I've written for an outside act or something, and you never get the credit, right? It's one of those tough things, especially in the rock metal world, where it's not widely accepted, and it's starting to be. But then in like the pop world or R&B world, you know, Mariah Carey, some of her biggest songs had 20 plus writers on it, and it truly does take a village to put something together that's just I think for lack of a better term, iconic, you know? So yes, outside writers were used on this. Some very close to the band, Josh Gilbert. He's in As I Lay Dying. He's also a great producer. He works at Sparrow Sound, where we track the record. Yeah, it just kind of, it's kind of a nice thing to be able to bring another mind in, or multiple minds in, on something that, it just keeps things fresh, you know, because an outside mind could bring a fresh perspective on a song, and then you, as a collective, you put all these songs together, and it just like takes its own form. You know, it's nice when there's just the guys in the band writing or whatever. But if you do that nonstop all the time, you're more than likely going to be writing. You're going to be chasing your tail. You're going to be writing the same songs, and I don't think anybody wants to do that. So wherever it makes sense, I think it's nice to collaborate. It's just a collaborative effort is just the way to go for sure.
I really like that answer. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it, in my opinion. I mean, I write for 4 bands at the moment, so
beautiful.
Yeah,
it keeps everybody on their toes. You know, keeps everybody sharp.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have any last words for your fans out there, your new fans and the old ones as well, our viewers?
Yeah, I really hope that the Bad Wolves fans, old and new and in between, can keep an open mind on this new album, because it is a little bit different. I think, you know, it's a big change. You know, any band that I've even liked that has had a lead singer change, especially if you're a big fan of the act, I think, you know, it's scary. It's scary for fans, because you just don't know what to expect. But I can say with confidence that we pulled out every stop. We made it our absolute best effort to maintain the integrity of Bad Wolves and what Bad Wolves really is, and what they set out to do from day one is just be the heaviest, most melodic, catchiest band out there. And I think we nailed it for sure on this one. And I just hope that everybody comes along for the ride with us. It's going to be a good one.
Those are great words, and I have to agree with you. I think you nailed it.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for your time and coming on, and I hope to see you out on the road.
Absolutely. See you sooner than later, my man. That's it.